The name is Katina, Katina, last name Rankin, Rankin. First-time children's author, and the name of the book is Up North, Down South, City Folk Meet Country Folk.
So what inspired you to write a children's book?
My nephew McKinley. Growing up, he would always come to me and say, "Read, TT, read." And I remember one day I was reading and he was sitting on my lap, and I was looking over at the side of his face while I was reading the book. And he was so engrossed and captivated by the words that were coming off those pages as I read to him. And I said, "Oh God, I wonder if I can write a children's book." And so I went and I did the newscast. And when I got home that night, I had a big Dell laptop and I sat it on my lap and I began to write. And thus, Up North, Down South, City Folk Meet Country Folk was birthed.
Now this is your first book.
Yes, very first one, and children's book at that.
Now, was there any challenges to writing this book?
You know what? It wasn't. Because I wrote from personal experiences. The whole premise of this book is to instill pride in Southern children, but children in general. I grew up in Mississippi, and we had relatives who lived up north in New York. And every time we would go there for the summer, they would pick at us and say, "Oh, you all sound country. You say y'all instead of you all, and you wave at everybody that you meet on the street." And so I wanted kids here in the South to know that we are more alike than we are different. We may sound different, we may dress differently, our geographical areas may be different, but at our core, we are more alike than we are different because we all have the same sweet spirit starting out. I wrote from experiences. I based the book on my nephew McKinley and on my niece Kendall. And so I wrote what I saw them doing and what I heard them facing. And so it was very easy. It came natural for me, thank God.
Will you be writing any additional books? Is there going to be a series?
Well, let me just read the end of the last page of this book. And what it says is, "Those boys, don't worry about them, Kendall. We'll get them back next summer when it's time for us to go to your house up north. We'll show them. Plus, everyone knows there's no difference between city folk and country folk." The end.
So
they had an adventure to where the city folk came to Mississippi to meet the country folk, and so at the end of the book, they're going up north. So a second book is in the works.
Wow, that sounds exciting. I'm an adult, and it sounds exciting. I want to read it.
It's pretty fun. I mean, because the children up north, they think that people down south don't have regular animals like cats and dogs, that the only animals that they have are pigs and goats. And so they come down to the country and find out that there's a lot more to country folk than meet the eye.
So when did this book actually come out? Was it this year?
You know, it came out on June 22nd. Yeah, so it hasn't been out a full 2 months yet. Yes.
So you're going to be doing additional book tours?
July 22nd.
You'll be doing additional book tours?
I am researching and finding out where different book clubs are, where different book festivals are located, and I do plan on being in attendance, as well as, since this month is Literacy Month, going out into the school system and actually reading to children, because reading is fundamental, and especially at a very, very early age, because this book tackles students at pre-K through 5th grade level, and the Lexile is somewhere between 500 and 700.
So where can people buy your books?
They can buy it on Amazon.com. As well, they can go to CreateSpace.com. And I've been told, and I've seen it also, that it's on Barnes & Noble and BooksAMillion.com. Yes.
Is it on Facebook?
You know what? I don't have it on Facebook. I have it on my official Facebook page, Katina Rankin Official. But if you go there and click, it's going to take you to the Amazon.com site. So whichever one is easiest for you, it's right there.
Well, thank you for allowing us to interview you. Sounds like a great book series. And I think a lot of children will be very excited to read it, especially those in the South and maybe those in the North. Right?
I hope so.